All right. So since I am going to start the meeting, I'm going to ask the question, and you will have 1 minute to answer, at least more or less 1 minute. We're not a lot of people here, but after you answer, you're going to have to choose someone else to ask a question, and they're going to have the same time frame. And I'll be the last one to be picked. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Joshua. Joshua, what are the criteria that you're looking for when it comes to your business connections?
I'm looking for entrepreneurs. So these are individuals that own their own business, small business, private practice. They either do not have a web presence of any kind, or they have a web presence that really doesn't reflect who they are, the value that they provide. So I like to work with people to help them to upgrade, up level, and enhance their overall brand and web presence so that they can more accurately attract the clients and the partners that they love to work with.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Joshua. Now, your turn. Who would you like to ask a question?
I will ask Christine. What is your ideal client? Who is your ideal client?
Real estate agents. We specialize in client retention programs, and our gifts and services really assist at client retention. And we know that for sales or real estate agents, they sometimes experience a tug of keeping their current sales funnel full and keeping connected to their previous clients. So we help them make that easy. And we, through various programs, we can assist them in, while they're adding to their sales funnel, we are keeping them connected to their existing clientele.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Christine. Who's your next person?
Let's see. I can't see names. So, Devon.
Oh, she said that correctly. Awesome.
Yes, you said my name correctly. Thank you, Christine.
Good.
So, what was your question?
Tell us what you do and an ideal customer for you as well.
Okay, so what I do is I work in the animation industry, and I specialize specifically on the animation production side. So usually my clients are people who are creators of stories, or who already have a company, but they want to delve into animation. So I have experience with teaching, with working professionally for other studios and making films. So my approach is I really bring people through the process of animation, teaching them what makes a good story, and then go into the actual production of creating an animated content. So it could be something that's story driven, or it can just be something that's just information. So I have clients that do work for museums. I have clients that are trying to create a show and pitch it to networks. So that's usually my clientele, are people that are the creators, or they have content and they need help getting into creating an animation and getting through the process. So I'm very strong at showing them the process and teaching them along the way. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. Who's your next person?
Okay, I'm gonna call on Jessica. It looks like she just logged on, and so
she's gonna call. I'm not sure if she's available. She's put out a text there or a chat message. She said that she's on a call.
Okay. Well.
Hi, I am, but it's how it is sometimes when you're working on deals.
Okay, so are you available for a question, Jessica?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
let me
go
get
ahead.
on camera real quick. Hi.
Hi. So I wanted to ask, just for introduction, about what your business is and who your ideal client is.
Oh, okay. So my name is Jessica, and I own Joyful Development Group. It's a business dev brand specializing in joint venture partnerships and relationship management. And an ideal client for me is actually someone in like the creative wellness space. So it could be a teacher, a facilitator of some kind, but I want to give voice and visibility for the modalities, therapies, and brands that are providing solutions in that way. So this is Jessica, and I'm done speaking.
All right. So who would you like to ask a question next?
Did Josh go?
Not yet.
Shoot. I can pick the other Josh.
No, Josh hasn't been asked.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Let me try again. Did Joshua go?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll pick the other Josh. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Jessica.
It's good to see you again. So my question for you is, what has been your biggest growth experience this month, and what are you most looking forward to with the start of November for your business?
Yeah, so I just started my IT services or consulting company, and I had my first client in the past month, so that was great. And it is, she's keeping me actually very busy, so I'm having to kind of scale her down so I can focus on the business itself. Yeah, I hope in November to bring on 2 or 3 additional clients. I think that'd be a good target for me. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Who's your next person, Josh?
All right, Trevor. What is your business? What is your priorities right now?
So my business is called Patent Hacks. We are a patent education company. And basically the gist is I myself am a former patent examiner for the USPTO. And what I realized myself and my business partners was that patents cost way too much for the everyday person a lot of times. So what we did was we created a platform that walks people through the process and teaches how to navigate that themselves to give those who don't have 20 grand to work with a patent attorney an opportunity to still pursue protection for their intellectual property. And then I guess ideal clients, we have B2C. So on the B2C side, obviously it's the everyday inventor, entrepreneurs. On the B2B side, we're working with patent attorneys, colleges, universities, and entrepreneurial organizations.
Okay, great. Thank you, Trevor. Who else is not? We have, I think Timothy, or I don't know if Jason will be available. Jason, you let me know if you wanted to be asked question, because you're not speaking.
Well, he did put something in the chat. He said he's dealing with gutter people and noisy dogs, so he's waiting to join the audio. But he also put that he runs a pro-privacy online shopping alternative to Amazon called Wibbits.
Awesome.
He put all that in the chat. So.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so we have Timothy for you. That's probably the last one for you.
So Timothy, I guess tell us what you do and who your ideal client would be.
Hey guys, sorry I was late. And so I actually have a dual career. I've been in high-tech staffing since 1998. I have my own agency in Silicon Valley. I've been staffing from technical, sales engineering, although you name it, we become generalists and we work nationally. Sometimes we have some international requests for English-speaking countries. And currently, alongside of that, over the past several years, I've been building a platform for a do-it-yourself property management for mom and pop type landlords. And of course, property management companies, HOAs and CAs, which are condo associations. And it's a full online digital payment, online payments, maintenance requests, newsletters, documents, calendaring. It's a full featured platform and very easy to use, very affordable tool. And that's what I do. And there was a second part to your question. Trevor,
who your ideal client is?
So my ideal clients on the staffing side, my ideal clients are typically startups who really need some help because I'm more established now. Back in the day, like when we're talking startups that are not funded, I'm always happy to help them out and get them going and give them advice. And if they do have some money, we do a really low contingency fee rate. And as we grow but our ideal client in staffing is somebody who's in that, that a Series A and above type company, okay, which means they 30 million and above, because they can pay their bills, which is always nice. And then on top of that, on the ideal clients on the resident side, which the name of my other platform is called resident.com. And ideal clients are property managers, landlords who have 1 to 250 units that are really looking for, starving for technology and something easy to use, and they need to get off those spreadsheets. And we do have an expense tracker in the platform as well, so they can automatically track all their expenses, almost like and we partnered with QuickBooks also. So.
All right, thank you, Timothy. That was a lot of information. Hopefully they got that.
Did I make it
Okay.
under a minute?
All right, I guess I'm the last one to be asked, right? So
Yep.
go ahead.
Is that my turn?
Yes.
You know, I came late. So Marie, how many people do you roughly have in your network, and how often are you engaged with the majority of them? And
Okay,
Like,
well, let me
either-
give you one example because I was working on the Halloween for Heroes.
okay,
And one night I was able to send information to 300 people, which is just my direct contact. So I talk to a lot of people almost every day, and I stay in contact with them through Facebook, LinkedIn, and I have, again, resources that does a lot of the campaigns, and I have, I delegate things. So I have, you know, almost like octopus is how you call it, right? You have a lot of legs. And so I talk to a lot of people in different ways. My connection, I cannot tell you because I've been doing my business since 2005. I had my own real estate brokerage. I had 50 agents working for me. I've done healthcare industry, fashion industry, and real estate. So it's so wide, it's very wide. I'm connected to a lot of the city officials. I do massive events. So I've done so many things that my connections, I can't tell you how many, but if you Google me, maybe it will tell you something there. Because I think I remember, Timothy, you did some research on me, right? Yes. Oh, you're on mute.
I said absolutely. I do research on everybody. It's a recruiter in me.
Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. Well, actually, that was awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me just make sure. Okay. So since I'm recording, I'm trying to show everybody in the video recording. Okay. So our next part of our meeting is we wanted to cover the goal of expertise. So the question that the topic that I want to talk about is the word connection and referral. Okay. I wanted to emphasize that for me, Fire Up Connect truly wants to connect people in a very strategic way, but there should be some sort of a good criteria, qualification that we need to have in order to do that. So I'm going to ask all of you what you think about creating your referral connections. We would like to know how you look at that. What's your perception about it? So I'm going to go ahead and start with Christine.
I'm not sure what the question is.
So the question is, because the importance of connecting people is really, we focus on that, but so there's what we call referrals, right? So when you refer people, there's certain ways that you refer people, and there's certain criteria that you would refer people. So in your business, how do you look at that whole concept? And what is something that you do within that connection and referrals? I just wanted to understand how you guys do your business.
Sure. And referrals, yes, absolutely important. And they're made through relationships and understanding those people, because I realize that I'm putting my name on the line when I'm referring someone. When I meet with somebody on a one-on-one, I ask them, what are trigger words that that when I hear them, I think of you. I have a friend who's in IT. He does cybersecurity for 20 businesses with 20 or more people. Every time I hear that, I think of Trevor. And so when I've got those trigger words, then it's very easy for me to refer. Trigger words as in everyday conversation, not industry only. And that's what really I find helpful.
Okay, great. Now, who else would like to share their thoughts about it? Let me make sure I can see people. Okay, Timothy, go ahead. Unmute your mic first.
I had to get there on a different screen. So my business, of course, in recruiting is referral intensive. I mean, every resume I submit to my clients is super important. So my vetting process is probably a lot hot. If it's somebody new, of course, I'm always running that risk because we do find candidates that we've never spoke to before. So I try to do as much background check as I can on anybody. Like Marie, you called me out, and before you and I met, we both did research on each other. It's good to do. But as it comes down to somebody that I know when I'm referring them, hopefully they're in my network of close friends, which I do a lot of. I do headhunting, and I do the passive referrals as well to my clients. So it's and I can't go as deep as a background check because that's not good in the staffing business. But typically when I get them to the client site, and if they're going to be accepted, if they have an application, if they're getting an offer, then they get into that. So into the background checks. So yeah, referring is really important. And I love to refer people, even if I, think that they're like, I have a gut intuition typically after all these years of recruiting, like, when somebody's doing it. And Christine, we haven't met yet, but I had a cybersecurity guy today hit me on LinkedIn. He just had the name of Narjum S, and he's no picture, a state. He said he had 500 connections. And I said, he's been asking me, he's like, can you help me find a job? I have 8 years. He had Deloitte. He had all these great companies, but some of the things this didn't make sense. So I said, can you send me your resume? And he sends it. And of course, LinkedIn has a filter, and it was like, add a plugin. And I'm like, hey man, I go, you're a cybersecurity guy. There's ask me for a plugin. He's like, send me your email address. Simple like that. And you know what I did? I'm like, I am so sorry. I don't know you. Do we have a mutual connection? And that was the end of the conversation. So you have to really keep your eyes open and look for those indicators if you're going to refer somebody new, even if you think they're strong. And so I feel like I'm a first line of defense in that time too.
Awesome. So. Well, thank you, Timothy. That's good. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Trevor, go ahead.
I usually, there's kind of two sides of it when you're making a referral or when you're getting a referral from someone else. So when I'm getting a referral from someone else, the first thing I usually do is try to qualify that. So I'll talk to them about kind of what their pain points are and kind of just learn about that to see if it actually lines up with what we do. Because one of the things, our whole platform is designed to try to help people who didn't have a pathway before. So if somebody doesn't line up with what we're trying to do, it doesn't really make sense for me to spend my time trying to sell them on something that doesn't really fit their needs. So that's the first thing when I get a lead is I'm trying to qualify that to make sure that I can actually help them. And then it kind of works the same way the other way as well. Like, if I'm asking somebody to put me in touch with somebody, like we just talked about what our ideal clients are the other way, if I've dealt with a lot of entrepreneurial organizations where when you start to talk to them, you realize that the entrepreneurs they help are more in, like, let's say, restaurants and stuff like that, where patents don't really apply. So the other way, if I'm asking somebody for a referral, I like to understand, like, okay, why is this somebody that you're referring to me? Another way of qualifying to make sure that we're actually, helping each other out, and it's not going to be something that, we're trying to force feed somebody something that doesn't really fit what their needs are.
Beautiful, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Joshua, go ahead.
Well, my business so far for about 13 years has been probably 90% referral based, and so it's really a bread and butter. And the number one thing for me to be able to keep referrals top of mind comes down to customer service. If you are doing good work and ultimately people like you and you get the results, they are more inclined to talk about you. And I just find that if I keep focused on every single client, just giving them the best service I can and making sure they're satisfied, it's one more person that I consider like an advocate for me. And I've just had incredible experiences where people are just like, I just happen to be talking with a friend and they just happen to mention that they have a problem with their web developer or they're in need of a new web presence, and you came right to mind because who else would I think of, because I've worked with you. So, it's just sometimes we don't often put customer service at the forefront, but when you do, referrals really come from there. And on the other side of it, it's obviously really good to refer people that you work with, and you can speak from your own testimony, but we can't always do that. So for me, I love just having one-on-one calls with people, and I ask a lot of questions, and I just want to get a sense of, if I don't directly experience working with them, I want to know their expertise. I want to know how well they know their customer. I mean, I'm listening for the little nuances that only an expert would know. And those kinds of things sort of tell me, like, okay, this person is at least worth putting my name on the line for, as opposed to somebody that, I just see them on paper and I don't really have any kind of relationship whatsoever with.
Wow, that was amazing. Anyone else? Oh, okay.
Davon.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, no problem. I would just second what Joshua was saying. For my industry and all my clients, and in general, animation is really small, so everybody knows somebody that knows someone. And so a lot of it is based on referrals. All of my clients have been referrals, or they've heard, oh, you did a great job on this project, we want you to help us with this project. So it's been a lot of, oh, someone told us about you. I get calls, and I ask, how did you find me? And someone had referred me to them. So a lot of it is about the relationship and doing a good job, and them being my advocate, and being in those rooms that I'm actually not in, and they're saying my name. So that is a big part of it. But then I've also had people reach out to me and ask me to refer them to someone that's in my network. And some of the things I look through, of course, I look through their portfolio, I look through their work, but then also, if this is someone I don't have a relationship with, I may look to see if there's already someone in our network that can give me some insight on this person, to see if there's a mutual connection. And then after that, I will want to sit down and talk with that person and see what their process is, just for myself to know that, okay, if I'm bringing you to this person that, or to this client or to this company, that you are actually going to produce, and that, my name is on the line. So in the same way, it works the same with animation. So.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, anyone else?
Hi.
All right, Jessica, go for it.
I'm listening in and engaging how I can. I believe we're talking about criteria for how we find people, right?
How, your perspective on connections and referrals.
Oh, yeah, that is my jam. So I think it really helps, and I don't know if other people have mentioned this yet, but the clearer someone is on who their ideal clients are and their partnerships, the easier it is for me in terms of how I look at my networks and how I set up the introductions. And it's, but that's also where things fall flat, because most people don't have systems built on the other side of it to handle those relationships. So I try to do a lot of due diligence up front that most people don't do when you make a referral or just make a connection. I try to really do a lot of the work ahead of time so that it doesn't fall flat and we can do the next layer in conversation, or if there's any confusion, because I don't just make a referral randomly. It's usually layered and multidimensional, and there's 5 different reasons. So I ask a lot of questions just like Joshua does. And I think what I want to add to the conversation is just making sure you have a good system to track the details, and following through on different points about it so that the ROI can actually happen.
Awesome. Wow. You guys are amazing. I'm so happy. Did I miss anybody else? I think Josh, do you still wanted to share anything else?
Yeah, I don't think I've had a lot of experience with either side. So, right now I'm totally open, right? Trying to make as many connections as I can. And not really referring people because, my name is on the line, and, yeah, so I'm just absorbing, and yeah, I think I'll have more experience than that as it goes on. So.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad to hear how you look at the referrals and connections, because I do have a very high standard for referring people. I do connect people right away, but I always tell people you got to do your due diligence. I am not going to be responsive if I connect them, but it doesn't mean that I will not try to get to know people. That's why I go do this Fire Up Connect. I've been in so many business networking groups, but this is the format that works for me because I am able to get a lot of information from the individuals, and I see partnerships, I see collaborations, I see future, income with, the partnership. So that's how I operate. And I can tell you right now, I am very laser focused with the Fire Up Connect. And if you guys want to be a part of this, we will create a lot of great things. And I've already been doing a lot of, projects with so many members. And I tell you, it is so awesome. I hate to keep bragging about it, but it is the truth. All right. Now, can you please take your time, 30 seconds, to just give your feedback or comments or observation in regards to this part of our meeting? I just wanted to know how you felt with you sharing your perspective on referrals and connections. So 30 seconds, if you can go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next part of our meeting. You put it on the chat.
Yeah. Oh, put it in chat. Okay.
Yes. Okay. While you keep working on that, I'm going to just explain the next part of our meeting. This is where we get a chance to share one of the three things, or you can even combine it, but it has to be a 1 minute, you guys. Okay, so just keep the time because I want to make sure that we can keep working on our format of this meeting. So the first thing that you can share is a success story. Anything that you have accomplished that you want people to know about, your work accomplishments. And then second thing that you can share is a specific challenge that you're dealing with that you want people to know, and maybe they can give you recommendations or comments on the chat. And then the last thing is you can also share one specific goal that you have, and please give us a time frame of completion. Because it's not going to help us if you say I want to make $1 million and doesn't have any kind of time frame and how you're accomplishing that too. So if you could do that in 1 minute, again, more or less 1 minute, that would be amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Jessica.
Perfect. So let's see. Successful. I'll go with a support need this week. So my support need is looking for partnerships for a project that I'm working on for an incubator space and investors. So it's for an actual commercial building, and sometimes it can be hard to find investors for a certain number of brackets, and it's tied to a nonprofit that I care about. So support needs with where to go for creative investing and being able to pitch the project would be amazing.
Awesome. Okay, let's go to Josh.
I don't remember what the question was.
Any of the
yeah, successes, challenges. yeah, over the past week, I was able to network with 5 or 6 different people. So for me, being an introvert, that was a huge accomplishment. So, talking in these meetings has also helped, kind of get out of my skin, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Success.
Thank you, Josh. Okay,
Congrats, man.
let's move on to Timothy. Timothy?
I think you just have to unmute it.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you go.
Sorry, I moved to a dual screen, and so I got stuff over there and there, and I got to get back to the right spot. One goal that I have that just came up, well, it's been on my plate for a while, but I have one of my websites, my resident website is HTML built, and I need to convert it over to a WordPress site, which, it's not a problem, but I landed the right people that some of my contractors that are on another project offered to help out during the on their weekends, and it's not a huge project, but we're adding a blog to it, and on top of the blog, of course, we have organic SEO, which is something that's a goal of mine. It's been a goal of mine for the past several months, past year actually, and I think we should be ready to hit that goal by the end of 2021.
Awesome. Thank you, Timothy. All right, Christine.
Well, a win for us this week. In September, the Marriott asked us if we would present. They want to up-level their gifting for their elite members. And so they asked us to provide gifts, and we didn't realize that there were other companies competing for their business. And so we won out, and that'll be recurring. That will become our bread and butter orders moving forward. Very, very game changing for us, and we're proud of our product. And for the Marriott, one of the things that was really exciting is that they want to include with every gift a card that says how this national brand, the Marriott, or international, partners with the local community. So our name and information will be in front of these elite guests, and we are very proud of that.
Love that. Well, thank you. Congratulations, Christine. Yay. We want to hear those success. Okay, let's go to Joshua.
Okay, so an area for support. So I am expanding my services through a partnership with an international digital marketing company. They're one of the most, in my opinion, sophisticated and innovative companies that can offer really strategically strategic and results-driven results for business owners in terms of their digital marketing strategy. And I'm really excited about having this partnership in my sphere here, but I'm not used to finding people who actually want to reevaluate or perhaps start sort of a broad digital marketing strategy. And I'm just newly speaking about it. So the support I need are finding people who can refer to me so I can have a conversation to see what their needs are and how we might be able to help.
That's awesome. All right. Trevor.
Success stories, we've in the past, probably since about the middle of summer, we've partnered with 3 entrepreneurial organizations, one in Kentucky, 2 in Pennsylvania. 2 of them are also affiliated with colleges or universities. So there might be more room to kind of branch out and develop an even bigger relationship with them. And then the challenges are, it's difficult when you're a new company coming into a space to kind of build that brand reputation. From the B2B side, you kind of get to talk to people and you get to kind of like, they get your expertise and they start to feel comfortable with you. But for us from the B2C side, trying to get out there and let entrepreneurs know that we're like a company that really wants to help them and give them opportunities, they don't want to believe that you're just a good company that wants to help them. So that side of the business is really like proving more difficult than the B2B side, which is exactly the opposite of the way I thought it was going to be.
Awesome. All right. Okay. So I think we have the last one, Devon.
Mhm.
Hey!
Yes, you got it. So definitely a success. Let me make sure I'm looking at this. A success is we just finished a proof of concept for Warner Media. I'm really excited about that, and just got the go ahead for it's being presented to their different platforms and executives there. So really excited about that. I'm like, yes, and then just in terms of the challenges, of course, I have to say I'm a little bit on side with Josh in terms of being an introvert and, just expanding my network, exploring other spaces where it's not completely creative and artistic, because most of my clients need an artist and they don't know where to find them. So I'm going out and, expanding, and just even being here, I'm like, okay, this is like a win. Okay, I did this, but continuing to do that and continuing to build this part of my business and putting myself out there, putting my business out there and my skill set.
Awesome. Okay. Did I miss anybody? Did everybody do it? Okay. All right. Well, that was awesome. It's so good to hear what everybody's doing. And you know what? I actually, after this meeting, I always review the meeting and I listen very carefully again for the second time. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. The last part of our meeting is what we call exploration. You can call it discovery, you can call it collaboration. And this is where, we try to find opportunities where we can work together and create projects and things like that. But since there's a lot of you here is first time, just want to make sure that when we try to connect people, I get, part of why you're here is we need to learn more about you. And Fire Up Connect, we meet every Tuesday afternoon at 3:00 and every Friday at 11:00 a.m. And the more if you join Fire Up Connect, the more you'll get to meet other members and you learn more about, yourself, and you get trained on giving information to people in 1 minute, because it's really hard to explain sometimes your business, but if you keep practicing it, it helps you, create that message. And then part of, having different personalities, understand that I have a gift to connect people. I have the extrovert, personality, but I also am very chameleon in so many ways. I adjust my personality, so that's why I connect to a wide range of people. So by being part of Fire Up Connect and I learn more about you, I become like one of your cheerleaders out there. And so that's just the way I work. And Jessica, I've known her for many years, and that's where, I have promoted her. I've connected her, and she connected me to a lot of high profile people too, which is really amazing to discover that from Jessica. And she has a different way of connecting with people. So the more I learn about you, the more we can do business, because it is all about, working together and having a win-win situation. So my question to you, in this part of our meeting, we have about 13 minutes or 12 minutes. I would like to ask each one of you, what did you see in this meeting in terms of opportunities and, collaboration that you can see just from having this conversation in this meeting? So who would like to start? If nobody starts, okay, Timothy, go for it, Timothy. I love that you always step up. You had to turn on your, there you
I
go.
don't always step up, but it's a great crew here. I didn't get a chance to meet Christine, so I'm not sure what her background is, but I'll catch up. I'll find out afterwards. Josh and I hooked up already. Josh Elliott, Josh Grassroots, and I might have some things to talk about as well. He mentioned on the WordPress side. Trevor, I think I might have, be able to refer clients to you, because I work with startups all the time and they're always asking me about patent questions. I might even have some myself, never know. And Devon, is that correct? Close. Okay. As well, I'd love to refer if I ever have, I have people who always are hitting me up for videos on their websites, because we also do software dev projects, and I use external developers. I don't have anybody on staff, so could always, definitely pass that your way for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Timothy. Who's next? Okay. Devon.
Devon, yes. Definitely Trevor, with the patent work and just thinking about creatives that want to create their own intellectual property, and just even this as a service, your service to help them through that and just to teach them. It's really helpful. So, and it's even something for myself that I just thinking for our business, creating our own IP and what that process would even look like legally with patents and things of that nature. Marie, I know when I was looking through your LinkedIn, just seeing you in the film and video arena, and we just talked a little bit before the meeting started. I'm like, okay, this is someone who is you're in the same kind of realm now, and I can foresee, exchanging contacts.
Awesome. Talking about contacts, make sure you put it on the chat, okay?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw my LinkedIn in here for everybody because I'm meeting everybody for the first time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you have any more to say? Go ahead.
Yes, and I think Josh, you said your IT. Yes. Always need a good IT person. So we're always need someone to connect that's in IT. So those are the ones that jumped out at me immediately from the group.
Love that. Love that. Okay, who else? Who's next? All right, go for it.
Jessica, I think when you were explaining your ideal customer, might have somebody that's in that kind of like holistic thing. It's actually my mom she's a psychology professor, and she does a lot of stuff with mindfulness. Like she's a PhD psychology. Like her main focus is on mindfulness. She does mindfulness workshops and talks and stuff. So when you were saying that, I don't fully know like what type of stuff that you're looking for, but that just kind of stuck out to me. And then Timothy, in my area, there's a lot of people doing rental properties and stuff. I know, just through family, friends and stuff, I have connections with a lot of people that are just that's part of what they do is they have rental properties. So I would be more than happy to kind of share your platform with anybody that we come across there. And I know we were limited to a minute earlier, so I didn't necessarily fully get an understanding of everybody else and what they do, but I'd be more than happy to look into what everyone else is doing and see if there's any other applications there.
Well, part of it, Trevor, is you guys have to do a one-on-one meeting after this, because this is the initial introduction. And then if you wanted to keep learning more about them, you become a Fire of Connect member, and that's when I will talk to you. Okay, who else next? All right, Joshua. And then after that, Christine.
Well, first, I want to actually acknowledge and edify Jessica. I'm here because she invited me. And, I meet a lot of people who claim to be connectors a lot of times, but she's someone who is relentless with follow-up, and her follow-ups are on point. She listens to what you say, and she reminds you of things that you say, and she checks in. And by doing that, it creates a real friendship, and we've developed a friendship. So I want to acknowledge her and insist everybody speak to her. And beyond that, yeah, when I hear like trigger words, like Timothy said WordPress, the second he said that, I'm like, I'm your guy. So I wrote to him. So I love that we get to like listen for words that, let us know that someone might need our services. And Devon, I'm thinking, you and I kind of might have similar, you do animation, I do web design. It's always good to know people in the same space. So maybe you and I can connect just to have a conversation. But I'm open to talking to absolutely everybody, and I'm going to leave my message, my info right here.
Awesome. All right, Christine.
Well, I think it would be nice to connect on LinkedIn as well, just so we can follow each other, see the content you're putting out, and be able to connect people via LinkedIn. I think that would be a great idea. And being my first time, I look forward to meeting everybody, either on a one-on-one or a LinkedIn. That would be great.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hi. So if it wasn't obvious, I'm actually part of Fire Connect. So she did not pay me to say it. She's not paying me to be here or anything like that. But I just wanted, because there is so many newcomers here, I just wanted to contribute with wanting to make sure everyone had a great experience, and seeing the value and the layout and everything so strategic with the Fire community. that is something unique that a lot of other networking experiences don't have. And you get penalized if you don't follow through on certain things. So Marie has really cultivated something really efficient. It's like a machine. It works so well. It's just an hour of your time, 1 or 2 times a week. And you also have the opportunity to do a presentation for 7 minutes. Sometimes we didn't have that officially today, but that's a benefit. And it's a great way to also collaborate with other members, because in the Fire Up Connect directory membership, you also get to promote your services there. So this is a great place to grow no matter what stage of business you're in, because it is an intimate setting like this. It's not, you don't get lost in the crowd. You don't have to go to 50 million breakout rooms. You can just stay focused in the meeting here. And it's just instrumental to have something consistent that you can keep growing in, your own personal development, plus a consistent way to meet people. So she really, like, if you're going to have a meeting with her, you might as well create the introductions right here in one room. And the same goes for you too. She really cultivated a great incubator type feel for this. And we're so glad that you found benefit today. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my gosh.
She didn't pay me to say it.
Touching, and I'm flattered. But I'm really, really happy for all of you being here. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. I want to give this time for you guys to give some feedback of your experience today. Just let me know what you think. Who wants to start? Okay, Trevor, go ahead.
Well, it's a great group of people. It's been great learning about everybody, and everybody seems so friendly and nice. So that's always good. Yeah, and I think groups like this are always really cool, because one of the things, again, when you're running a startup and you're trying to get out there, you get a chance to connect with people you'd never have a chance to connect with otherwise, and kind of, maybe they could connect you with people and help you. You could connect people and help them. And I just love networks like this where everybody's helping everybody.
Awesome, thank you. All right, who's next? Go ahead, Christine.
I'm really surprised at how fast the time went, and I like how it's everyone was engaged and participated. So I really liked it. It's amazing how fast the time has gone by. So
Thank you, Christine.
You've got a great model, Marie.
Thank you. All right, who else? All right, Joshua, thank you.
Just a great format. I'm trying to get out there and do all kinds of networking things. And I really got a sense that this was a good give and take, which I think is important for us to not only just share about ourselves, but offer a way to support each other. And I love how it's like, let's connect, get each other on the phone, give each other information. That's so important, because otherwise we just sort of go on these things and then we just go on about our day. But if we don't actually take that one-on-one, it can go out the window. And I love the idea, or that people are open to just talking. It's like, I'm not trying to sell you anything, neither are you. We're just trying to get to know each other, people to people, P to P. And from there, relationships get formed. So great group of people.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, who else next? All right, Timothy.
I think this is my 6th or 7th time I've been on, consistently, and I'm never a consistent person at all. So but every time I come, I get to see a couple familiar faces. And I'm consistent, but I'm not consistently available. But I've been trying to, like Josh has said, it's like, Joshua, it's like, I've been to only a few large networking groups, and you get lost in the shuffle, and you don't get to connect as deeply. And it's nice to see a different, perspective from everybody. So I enjoy it a lot. It's powerful.
Awesome. Okay. All right, who else? I'm going to keep feeding, getting Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, from my perspective, I like that it's a smaller group, and being as shy as I am, it gives me a chance to break out, and it's not intimidating. And yeah, I get to hear from other people with different experiences and learn from them. So I signed up after the first week of coming, so yeah, I really like it.
I love that. Okay, who else? Go ahead.
Well, I think I'm the last one.
Yes.
I didn't know what to expect. So I think I've definitely enjoyed it. I like how concise and clear it was, that these are the questions, these are the topics we're gonna hit. You have 1 minute to answer that. And it just really helped narrow everything that I wanted to say, everything that each person was saying, so that we get the most out of this 1 hour. So I think it's a great setup.
Thank you. Oh, wow. I am getting chills. I'm so happy today. Okay. Well, I tell you, the format actually gives you a lot of information. You'd be really surprised how some of the words that you say gives me a lot of ideas. I'm very creative in creating partnership and collaboration. And if you are doing the same business, it's always good to partner too, because the extension of your business to other clients, and sometimes, it's a compliment that you are in the same industry. So look at it more in that way if you are doing the same thing. I've had members here where they were in the same industry and they were like, oh my gosh, they found a way to work together, and they're massively, creating programs right now. So part of one of my success that I got from this is I get connected to really amazing people, and I do real estate land development projects. And the last one successful deals that I got is I was able to connect a group of investors from Canada, and I was able to give that to a company that is doing development projects, and now they're working on $100 million project. And there you go, that's just, I'm talking about really serious projects that you can get out of it. And I know Timothy is already connected to some amazing guys in this group. And, to be honest with you, yes, last time I was the only woman, and now it looks like it's getting even. So, but I'm really, really happy that you guys loved it and benefited. And if you want to have a one-on-one meeting with me, please do. I have more information that you'd be surprised that I can share with you. But again, we need to set 1 hour of time to meet with me, and because you can't really put everything in here. But I think you guys are amazing. Make sure you connect. Follow up is the key here. And if you follow up, you have good process of working with people. And I like to hear that, because I like to work with people that have good follow-up system. And so just I have a very high standard of connecting and referral people. So I'm also observing on how you communicate and how you follow up with people. So that will be for me. Okay, well, thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend, you guys, and enjoy the next week. We have our meeting next week, Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And if you wanted to check some community events, we have, I can share that with you. Again, you just have to schedule time with me and we'll have a one-on-one meeting. Okay, sounds good?
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Bye. Save the chat.
Yes,
Bye.
in the chat, please save.